That's good. Yeah, yeah. Here again by St. Thomas Church, St. Thomas Parish Church. This is the Arch Hall in St. Thomas. This is St. Thomas Parish Church here, which was built in 1836. St. Thomas Parish Church is an Anglican Episcopal church. And again, I'm in the center of the island. St. Thomas and St. George are the two parishes here in Barbados, in the center of the island. Best referred to as the heart of Barbados, or the central uplands of Barbados. And there is no sea nor coastline in these parishes. These are the two landlocked parishes here in Barbados. But this part of St. Thomas is in close proximity to the west coast of the island. It's the parish of St. James, looking towards the Lawrence Johnstown roundabout, which is the largest, one of the largest roundabouts here on the island. The Lawrence Johnstown roundabout. In the roundabout, you will come across the a sundial. It was in the roundabout where they held the ceremony for the opening and renaming of the Ronald Mapp Highway, from Highway 2A to the Ronald Mapp Highway. This is a busy road now, since it is the main artery to the north of the island. Most people prefer this route to the north of the island more so than having to use the West Coast Road, which is Highway 1, going through Whole Town and so on. So this is St. Thomas Parish Church here, Anglican Episcopal. Once upon a time here was just a deserted long road with no houses, just cane ground. But then in the 90s they cut down the cane to build highway. So this is the St. Thomas Parish Church here. And I also have, I also have lots of family that are buried here in this church. And I also have an aunt that was married here as well. So at the roundabout now, the left turn will take you back to the west coast of the island in Whole Town via Lascelles and Seaview, and back to Whole Town, which is in the parish of St. James on the west coast. Whole Town was the first settlement where the English landed, where the English settled when they landed in Barbados on the 27th of February 1627. The English landed at Whole Town in St. James. And it is there they set up the first church, which is St. James Parish Church. And that was set up, that St. James Parish Church was established 2 years after the English settlement. Straight ahead now, we'll take you back to the north of the island with Portvale Sugar Factory, the only working sugar factory in Barbados, which is just around the corner from St. Thomas Church, at Blowers and St. James, and we'll take you back to the parishes of St. Lucy and St. Peter, which is to the north of the island, and along Highway 2A as well. The right turn now will take you back to Rock Hall, which was the first freedom village in St. Thomas. Rock Hall, St. Thomas, where the slaves settled after slavery in 1838. And it will take you back to Content in St. Thomas, and back to Jukes and Harrison's Cave and Western Hall Gully. And as I said before, further east, it will take you to. This road here now will lead you back to the south of the island via Warrens, Redmond's Village, Bagatelle, back to the dump at Mangrove Landfill, and back to Bridgetown, and to the south of the island, and to the ABC Highway as well. So if you're headed to the north of the island, you can use this road It'll be better and faster, more than having to use the south coast, the west coast road, which is Highway 1, unless you want to see taking the scenery along the west coast on your way. It is best to use the top road, which is Highway 2A, which is this road. So once upon a time, all here was cane ground with no house. But then when they started to reconfigure the highway in the 90s, when they started to reconfigure the highway in the 90s, they started to cut down the cane to build provision for a highway. So they made provision for the Ronald Mapp Highway. The opening ceremony was held in the middle of the roundabout, and the plaque was unveiled by Sir Ronald Mapp's wife, Lady Mapp. And the highway was officially opened in 1996 as well. So this is a very busy highway. And looking down this road here will lead you back to the newest fire station in Barbados, which was opened in 2001, the Arch Hall Fire Station, also in St. Thomas. So this part of St. Thomas also shares a boundary with St. James as well, the Seaview Hotel area, and the Sandillion Golf Course, which is just down the road here, is a bit bordering St. Thomas and St. James as well. So this part of St. James shares a boundary, St. Thomas, sorry, shares a boundary with St. Thomas and St. James. That's the St. Thomas Church once again. And again, before I forget, opposite St. Thomas Church would be the Light and Power, the Barbados Light and Power substation, which is at Arch Hall, St. Thomas. Barbados Light and Power was established in 1911, and they celebrated their 100th anniversary in 2011. The Barbados Light and Power is our main source of electricity in Barbados. The main office is in Bay Street, just below the Garrison historic area. But they have outlets in different parts of Barbados, and the one here, this is one. This is one of them. As I said before, we are in close proximity to the west coast, to the western side of the island. Even though we are in the center of the island, we are still close to the west of the island, which is in the parish of St. James. Tall Road in St. Thomas. Thomas Parish Church again. St. Thomas Parish Church again. And the churchyard, the church cemetery. So this area is now, even though it is still lonely in a sense, it is still lonely and still not lonely. It is lonely because it has no houses still, but it is still busy in the sense that it is well traveled now, and it is a bit main highway. So thank you guys for watching now, and have a blessed evening. Yeah.